My life is good, R.I.P was hood. I might get to it, not out the woods. So bro, I got to do it, be a monster. That's why my mantra.
Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. This is MagMongoSlade. We're going to talk about Odyssey Jones and his domestic violence allegations that turned into something that most people did not expect because they just believed randos on the internet without doing any research or investigation. Ruined a young man's career, ruined his reputation, and now he seeks to fight back via a lawsuit. But we're going to have to work our way there. Obviously, there's a recent video of Odyssey Jones talking about filing legal paperwork against this individual. There's also other paperwork where he's got restraining orders against this person. And I'm not really sure where to begin. I guess we begin in July of 2024. At this point, Odyssey Jones had been off TV for a long time. And people kept asking questions where the hell he was. How was he still having a job? And people were trying to figure out, okay, what does Odyssey do here? And he was basically doing recruitment trips for WWE and helping with the NIL program. So that's what he was doing when he wasn't being used on Monday Night Raw. And then in July, specifically July the 19th, an account pops up on Twitter called The Truth About Odyssey Jones. And this account still exists as of this recording. And July the 19th, this account begins to spam Odyssey Jones' account with allegations of domestic violence. I'm just going to go through some of them. Matter of fact, we go through all of them. The account didn't last very long, and it clearly has some deleted tweets. But here is some of them. It says, "Were you aware he was being a woman beater while being gone for his birthday?" This is tweeted directly at WWE and Odyssey Jones. Then he says, "Post about the real, how you went on vacation on Beat, the woman you were with and wanted to play victim." Then he says, this person tweeted at him again directly, says, "Why don't you post about how you beat women on your off days?" Odyssey then again tweeted WWE and Odyssey Jones saying, "Odyssey Jones is nothing but a woman beater and abuser. There are receipts to prove it as well." And then later, same day, all of this stuff is coming out the same day. "Odyssey Jones is nothing but a coward and a woman beater. He has CTE and bipolar disorder and is a completely different person behind closed doors." Again, same day. "Odyssey Jones stole my property and almost killed me while I was on vacation with him, and I come with proof." Then tweeting at Odyssey Jones again, "Should be sick of playing like you're not a woman beater." Then this person tweets at Odyssey Jones and WWE saying, "Goes on vacation for his birthday, only to give the woman he was with a slight concussion and leave her bruised up, has mental issues and pretends to mask it and cover it up." Odyssey Jones was ignoring, he was not responding to any of these tweets, by the way. Or if he did, he might have deleted them. But he was getting tweeted at again, saying, "WWE, your boy Odyssey Jones is an abuser and a woman beater, almost killed me on vacation." And then when fans would mention Odyssey Jones, this attack would continue. "Odyssey Jones CTE woman beater," or "Odyssey CTE woman beater Jones." Somebody would say, if any kind of wrestling topic would go viral, this person would respond, adding Odyssey Jones and WWE, "Odyssey Jones beating on a woman. Seen that one yet? Stay tuned." Odyssey Jones was showing pictures of some bruises that I guess he got from wrestling. And this person said, "Kind of like the crazy bruises you gave me. Shocker, DNA all over it." And then this person continues, "Nothing but a woman beater, and I will no longer be quiet." Somebody asked Odyssey Jones, "What you doing?" This person responded on his behalf, Busy putting hands on women while on vacation and trying to keep me shut. WWE, back on May the 17th, 2024, wished Odyssey Jones a happy birthday. This person responded to that tweet saying, left me bruised up and with a slight concussion while on vacation for quote-unquote his birthday. And then it continued. WWE Show, which is Odyssey Jones' Twitter account, the mental distress from your abuse needs to be known. Odyssey Jones is a woman beater and almost killed me while on vacation with him. I have every proof you need to back this statement up. The world needs to know the real Odyssey Jones, Omari Jahi Palmer, is a woman beater. I could have died on vacation with him, and he wants to pretend like nothing happened and try to keep me shut up. This all happened in one day. This person was spamming that Odyssey Jones was a woman beater on social media. Eventually, that kind of stuff gets people's attention. So it takes a little while. Again, all of this stuff comes out in July. And then here comes September. So we're talking about 2 months later. At this point, Odyssey Jones is on television. He's in the middle of a storyline with the New Day. All this stuff starts to become more talked about. Most notably because Odyssey Jones already had a reputation as being a quote-unquote transphobe. So everybody who disliked him and hated him already was signal boosting these allegations that he was an abuser. And then it ends up with him getting fired from WWE. Well, technically, he disappeared. And he disappeared for quite some time.
But I've been told Odyssey Jones is fired.
Brian Alvarez made the revelation that he was told Odyssey Jones had been fired.
But I've been told Odyssey Jones is fired. And there are rumors online, also from Fightful, that it was a domestic violence allegation. Apparently, no arrest at this point, but I was told fired. So,
even though he was never arrested, there was no evidence ever put forward that Odyssey Jones had ever done anything to anybody, just some spam on Twitter. And who knows what WWE received? We could always take it that maybe they got a formal complaint against Odyssey Jones or something like that. And they're in a very sensitive situation. The company is, due to the sex trafficking lawsuit and a bunch of other stuff that's been going on with WWE. So they're in a sensitive situation. They kind of knee-jerked, I suppose. And then they sent Odyssey Jones home. And he was gone for a while. And all of a sudden he was fired. Well, that's where it was for several months. In September, he was fired, and out of sight, out of mind. And then, out of nowhere, a couple of days ago, and this would be January 2025, Odyssey Jones comes out with a video.
Addressing these false world. My name is Omari Palmer, aka Odyssey Jones, and first and foremost, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for giving me the strength to get through these difficult times. As always, all glory to God. Secondly, I would like to say Happy New Year, and I wish you all a great and safe 2025. I'm making this video to address the false allegations. These false claims are coming from a party that I used to prior engage with, and I apologize for taking so long for addressing these false claims, but I had to patiently wait to get an injunction set in place to protect my family, my friends, and myself. I'm currently taking legal action against said party, so I can't speak too much more on it, but there will be more information to come. With that being said, I would like to thank the WWE for the amazing opportunity they've given me in my life. I thank you so much for bringing me on. I'd like to thank all the coaches that I've worked with over the years for helping me work on my craft and grow as a person. I'd also like to thank management and creative for putting me in a position for success, as well as thank the fans for the support that you have given me, not only today, but all the way back in day one. With all that being said, the journey continues. I'm ready to get back to doing what I love to do. I'm accepting bookings in 2025, and I thank you all for your support and for your time. I'm wishing you nothing but blessing and love, baby. Big O out.
So, with no formal allegations, without being arrested, without the victim even being a person that has been vetted, the entire internet has decided that this guy was guilty of something. And that's suspicious to me always, because we live in a society where women have this ability and they often abuse it. Where if you complain about domestic violence, people tend to listen and no evidence ever has to be put forward, and you can get fired from your job. You could lose everything that you worked for off of an allegation. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how it is. All right. So once this video went up, Odyssey Jones's video went up, it was odd to me that on Instagram, how many females in the NXT locker room were showing him support. There was Kaden Carter, Jada Parker, Nikita Lyons, B-Fab, and so many other ones. Even people that don't even work there anymore, like Scripps, aka Sydney Akeem, who was, of course, not a girl, but these are people who worked with him for a long time. And that kind of raised my eyebrow, because they taking a big chance going public and supporting Odyssey Jones while he's being accused of domestic violence. You know? And I was heartened to see that. I was like, okay, this is good. Because if these people are willing to put their names and their WWE tags on their support for Odyssey Jones, then they know something that we don't know. And then it comes out the very next day, Amari Palmer, Odyssey Jones, granted order of protection against ex-partner for alleged harassment. This is from WrestleNomics. Court records indicate former WWE wrestler Odyssey Jones' real name Amari Palmer was granted an order of protection against his former partner in September 2024, shortly after reports emerged of his release from WWE. So he got an order of protection because this person is indeed harassing him, and was harassing him on social media. I already proved that by reading the tweets. This had been happening in July. He was being harassed by this person. They continued by saying Palmer's termination from WWE was reportedly related to domestic violence allegations, although the company has not publicly commented on the reasons for his release. It says, in his petition to the 9th Judicial Circuit Court in Orange County, Florida, Palmer alleged he was the target of multiple incidents of harassment and threats from his ex-partner. Like, you know, just use I hate this language. I hate our mangling of language. It was probably an ex-girlfriend, all right? Stemming from an incident on a cruise ship in May 2024. So, again, I read the tweets, right? This person, we are assuming it's a woman, said they went on a cruise ship for his birthday, which was in May 2024, and that is allegedly where she claimed he abused her. Turns out it was the other way around. She abused him and then harassed him afterwards. Let me read that again. It says, Palmer alleged he was the target of multiple incidents of harassment and threats from his ex-partner, stemming from an incident on a cruise ship in May 2024, which he says included physical attacks against him. Palmer claimed, according to court filings, that his ex-partner's behavior was escalating and that he felt he was in, quote, imminent danger. Then it says Post-Wrestling / WrestleNomics has decided not to name Palmer's ex-partner as she's not a public figure. So we know it's female. So why are we using the word partner? I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I just hate it. just a personal hatred of mine that we're using quote unquote gender neutral language. Use appropriate language so that we all know what we're talking about here. Legal documents reviewed by Post Wrestling do not include statements from Palmer's ex-girlfriend. I'm changing the language now. In an effort to obtain her side of the story, we reached out to her email address believed to belong to Palmer's ex-girlfriend, but did not receive a response. So they're claiming that they emailed the girl. Huh. Interesting. To date, that would be January the 13th, 2024, there are no known criminal charges or arrests that have been made related to these incidents. The Florida court on September the 6th, 2024, first granted Palmer a temporary injunction for protection against dating violence, a court order intended to restrict contact or proximity with the person named in the petition, often in response to allegations of abuse or harassment. So, he got his first protection order in September, the same month he was fired in. It says the judge has extended the order twice. First for 2 months on September the 17th through November the 17th, 2024. And then again last Monday on January the 6th, 2025 for an additional 3 years into early 2028. This means Palmer will continue to have legal protections against any contact or harassment from his ex-girlfriend during this period. But Palmer's petition indicates that he and his ex-girlfriend began dating in 2017, but separated in 2018. He claims he had an order of protection against her in 2018 in Suffolk County, New York. So they have a history of this thing being the other way around. On social media, for months, we heard nothing but that Odyssey Jones was a woman beater. That's why he was fired. He's a piece of shit. Ruined his life. In reality, he had been dealing with this crazy bitch for 6 years. 6 years of him dealing with a crazy bitch. And nobody ever sat down and said, you know what? Maybe we ought to just mind our business until we know more. Or saying, hey, and listen, until he's actually arrested for something, it is what it is. She can say whatever she wants. We can't act on anything because we can't just take her word for it. She has to go to the cops. You got to go file a police report or something. No. Soon as he became a public figure, she can say whatever she wants because it's very, very hard to win a defamation case if you're a public figure. Soon as he started wrestling on TV, which was after 2018, he became a public figure. It became easier to defame him. Now tell me how that is an appropriate usage of the law. Continuing. So let's read that part again. He says he claims he had an order of protection against her in 2018 in Suffolk County, New York. He added that she attempted to file an order of protection against him at the time as well, but he stated in the petition that her case was denied. The relationship resumed in August 2023, according to Palmer, although they did not live together. So he broke up with her, and then he got back with her. Just bad dick discipline. That's the problem here. He was operating with bad dick discipline. Palmer also mentioned a December 2023 incident at a hotel in Fort Lauderdale in which he alleges his ex-girlfriend, quote, showed up uninvited and unannounced and attacked me in front of my friend and other witnesses. This is 5 months before he takes this girl on a trip, by the way. I mean, he comes across like a gigantic teddy bear. I feel really sorry for him. But he did this to himself. The bitch was crazy 6 years ago. You take her back, you break up with her again or whatever, then she shows up unannounced at a hotel, attacks you in front of people, and then you take this broad on a trip. This has to be like a high school girlfriend or something like that, a first love or something. Either that or this broad's pussy is like a collar around his neck. This is unreal. Read that part again. It says, Palmer also mentioned a December 2023 incident at a hotel in Fort Lauderdale in which he alleges his ex-girlfriend showed up uninvited and unannounced and attacked me and my friend and other witnesses, in front of me and my friend and other witnesses. On one of the incidents described in the petition allegedly occurred during a May 2024 cruise in the Caribbean, where Palmer alleges that his ex-girlfriend, intoxicated at the time, physically attacked him. Quote, she believed I interacted inappropriately with another female. Palmer's petition to the court stated about the incident on a cruise ship. She became increasingly more irate and started punching, slapping, and kicking me. She was screaming at me the whole time. I attempted to defend myself from her by hugging her arms to her side. Odyssey Jones is a big, big guy. A big, big guy. Who is going to look at that guy and say that he's being abused and take it seriously? We hear all this shit about how domestic violence is such a serious crime, except for when it's happening to a man. Palmer claimed that his ex-girlfriend was taken into custody on the ship and removed from the room they shared, and he believes she was later picked up from the ship by her family. He left her there. He left the broad on the ship. Okay, maybe he do got his head screwed on right. Then Palmer continued by saying, quote, after the incident, she has made numerous threats to get me back in any way she can. She has made up lies about me, went as far as to contact my new place of employment, and succeeded in getting me fired this week. So she harassed WWE until they just gave in and said, forget it. It ain't worth it. Wow. It continues by saying, Palmer also stated that he had filed a related police report with the Maitland Police Department in Florida alleging stalking. So he went to the cops and said, hey, she's stalking me. Palmer resides in Orange County, but court records indicate his ex-girlfriend currently lives in New York State. It says possibly related. Palmer is originally from Brooklyn, New York, according to his Instagram account. Oh my goodness. Good gracious. Good gracious. All this stuff happens. Not one person decided to apologize to this guy. I have seen zero apologies to Odyssey Jones. I have seen zero. Not only did he not do it, he was the victim. And not only was he the victim, but he had been abused and threatened and harassed by this woman for years. Now, it's his own dumbass fault for taking her back. But this is something that has been going on for years. Not one apology. Nobody who was so quick to throw his name out there as a domestic abuser is willing to go on record and saying, hey, he should get his job back. This wasn't his fault. See, the internet is just so quick to throw you in the gulag. Just because some unknown person somewhere said that you did something. Now, this one has even less evidence than the Velveteen Dream situation. Nobody even knows who this person is who's claiming that Odyssey Jones was abusing them. Well, the wrestling media knows who it is. They know her name. But they're keeping it a secret. Look, man. This is awful. This young man, his entire life had a wonderful opportunity to travel the world, to be a professional wrestler, be a professional athlete. And it was all taken away from him because he had a crazy girlfriend. And it never once occurred to anybody to look into it. Now, you could probably ask the question, why didn't he bring that to WWE? Why didn't he say, look, I had an order of protection against this girl before. She's still crazy. She's still bothering me. She's probably the ones calling you. But are they going to believe him? Are they going to believe him? Who would have believed him? Who would have taken him seriously? He'd have had to bring all the paperwork. And then it still might be true. So you're going to err on the side of caution and just fire the guy. Which is incredibly, incredibly unfair. But that's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. The guy lost his job because he had a crazy girlfriend. And it's not the first wrestler that this has happened to. We know that, Enzo lost his job because he had sex with some girl. She claimed it was rape. There have been wrestlers, I'm pretty sure, was it Drew McIntyre? That, or the Rhino, it was one of them, where the wife threw a lamp at him, but they tore up a hotel room. Yeah, I think it was Drew McIntyre. And he got fired because she went nuts in a hotel room. This stuff is incredibly unfair. If this stuff was happening to women, it'd be a gigantic conversation worth talking about. But it's happening to guys. And people are just turning the other cheek. Oh, well, he'll maybe get his job back. But this is forever in the public that he was accused of being a domestic abuser. This is unfair. And still, not one person apologized. Not one. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.
Tell me what's worse than learning all that you led to believe was all horse crap. They distort so quick.